Okay, what is going on, everyone? Hello and welcome. DSP here live on the stream. Today is Sunday, August 5th, 2018. I say welcome back, everyone, after my day off yesterday. And by the way, now we're back to a normal schedule. For those who have been kind of thrown off, the last week absolutely was a weird schedule because I had different days off and the like. Now we're back to the normal schedule. So just so you guys know, starting today through Friday, 6 straight days of streaming for you guys. And after today, 5 straight days of double stream. So basically 11 different gameplay streams coming up in the next week for you guys, okay? I've got a lot of ground to cover on today's pre-stream. So rather than dilly-dally, I'm just going to head right into the subjects that I want to talk about because we got a lot of stuff to discuss, okay, guys? So first of all, let's talk about the schedule quickly. Today is going to be the conclusion of Vice City. And you might be saying, well, why are you playing Vice City when you just played it Friday night? It's because you guys voted. You guys voted over the course of yesterday when I was off. And the game that won the poll by about 8% vote was Vice City, okay? So, I am going to be playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City today and wrapping it up. There's not much left to do in the game. If you guys have been following along the playthrough, you would have remembered that I'm almost done with all of the businesses. I have the taxi missions left to do, and then basically I have to go and buy the nightclub. There's a not the Malibu club, but the other one. I believe that is near the beginning of the game. There's a club over there somewhere. So that's what someone told me, that there's a club over there to buy. And once I bought that, then there's pretty much nothing else to do but just raise money until the final mission unlocks. I forget how much money you actually need for the final mission to unlock. I've completely forgotten. But once you have that money, then you can finish up the game. So more than likely, unless there's something I'm forgetting, guys, which I know you guys would know more than me. I've only played this once before. Then today I'll wrap it up. All right, it looks like today I will wrap up Vice City. Okay, so I hope that you guys are excited for that. Now, if I finish this early, which chances are I may, if what I'm remembering from the game is correct, then I'm going to switch over to something else. And, there's a couple things that I'm considering. What I'm thinking is some Street Fighter, because originally Street Fighter was one of the choices for today. And Street Fighter is something that I can easily jump over into and not have to worry about, oh no, now people are going to miss out on a ongoing narrative-style playthrough. You see what I mean? So I think that would make more sense to just do some Street Fighter for, say, the second half of the stream if I do finish this up early, okay? Tomorrow, guys, it's going to be, get ready, it's going to be Persona 5 on the first stream. Yes, 4 hours of Persona 5, okay? I need to get as far as I can in the game. We're nearing the end game. In fact, people are saying this is it. It's the final push of like maybe 10 hours of gameplay, and then I'm done. So 4 hours of Persona 5 tomorrow. You should get us near the end of the game. All right. Tomorrow night, since originally it was going to be Vice City, but it looks like I'm finishing Vice City today. Tomorrow night, maybe I'll do some H1Z1 or Battle Royale style gameplay. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Because I haven't now done it in like 2 weeks. Okay, then Tuesday would be Eternal Darkness. People are saying I'll probably finish Eternal Darkness in this next session as well. So Tuesday, Eternal Darkness, wrapping that up. Tuesday night, I'll probably do more Street Fighter, and I'll play whatever I didn't play today. So if I do, say, Third Strike today, then maybe I'll do Super Turbo Tuesday night or vice versa. Okay? Wednesday will probably be me doing more Persona and trying to wrap it up. And then maybe Wednesday night, I'll do some Night in the Woods. And you might be saying, huh? Night in the Woods? What are you talking about? Well, if you guys aren't aware, which many of you probably are not, last week we had a giant push of support with subs. If you guys take a look, I have 551 subscribers right now. That's actually very close to the record. The most I've ever had at once, I believe, was either 563 or 564. I'm not 100% on that. But that was actually back in January, December. That was when subs were half price for the holidays. They had gone on a big sale, okay? So that being said, we're very close to having the most subs I've ever had on this channel. In particular, recently, there's been a ton of support on this channel. People coming out, cheering, subbing, and tipping during streams, which has been tremendous and very helpful. I'm not going to lie. You guys have been amazing. And because we hit the sub goal last week, that I wasn't expecting. I didn't expect to hit the tier 1 sub goal, which we did, and that means there will be an Indies Marathon coming up in the fall. But then we hit a tier 2 sub goal, and I didn't even have a sub goal set up yet. because I was asking people what you want to see, and overwhelmingly the people who were there the day when we hit the sub goal and who were gifting subs and or subbing themselves said, continue Night in the Woods. This is a game that you played last year during an Indies marathon. You only played it for about an hour and a half. You didn't get too far in it, and the game actually gets much more interesting if you continue on. We want to see this game be played. And I said, you know what? This makes sense, because first of all, people are saying the game's only 8 to 10 hours long, and I'm about roughly 2 hours into it. So, what I'll do is maybe as a few nighttime streams here and there, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, I'll do a 2-hour Night in the Woods stream to play this game and say I'll finally be able to play it. Okay? It's been a long time, a very long time, since I started it, and you know, in particular, that Anonymous has wanted to see me play it over the course of the past year, and I just never got around to it. Now's a perfect time to do it. In particular, he did gift a ridiculous amount of the subs that got us to this sub goal. So I said, fine enough. I will play that game and finish it up, since I've never really experienced it and I don't really know what to expect. Okay, so some Night in the Woods coming up in the next couple of weeks. All right, should be fun. So that, yeah, I'm gonna mix that in this week. So basically, this week, Monday through Thursday, I'm gonna attempt to finish up the ongoing playthroughs that I've been doing. Persona 5. Eternal Darkness. I want to wrap them up by the end of this week, if at all possible, because that would mean that it would give me opportunity to start up the new games on Friday. What new games are on Friday? Well, 2 of them. We've got We Happy Few as well as the new Madden. I'll be playing both of those games, okay? And I'm going to need a while, because, you know, both of those games are probably going to take up some time, right? So the good news is I'll have about a week to a week and a half to focus only on those games, which is great. So hopefully you guys will join me finally for new gameplay content starting this Friday instead of all this downtime stuff, okay? So I got to focus in on trying to finish everything else this week. Okay? Fair enough? All right, now, a couple other things. Right now, patrons from the month of July are voting on what games are going to be in the upcoming Rageathon, all right? This Rageathon is going to take place in the middle of August. In fact, there's one more week for people to vote on games for the Rageathon, okay? However, there's been a change. So allow me to explain the change. One of the games that people nominated and voted on for this Rageathon is Persona 3. Now, for those of you who don't remember, Persona 3 was a game that I played years ago. At this point, I think it's about 2 years ago. And I really enjoyed it, except the end of the game, I got completely fucked. I got to a point in the game where the final boss can charm your party, and basically my party would keep healing the boss. I would whittle the boss down to almost no health, and then it would heal itself, which is bullshit. And I ended up quitting the game and said, I'm not going to do this. I did it for 2 straight hours and couldn't beat this fucking boss because of this garbage mechanic, okay? Well, people nominated and voted on this game being in the Rageathon, and they voted it in, and it looks like it's going to be in, but then people started going back to the playthrough and said, well, wait a minute, how does this make sense? You know, Phil's Rageathon is about a 7-hour streaming event where he's going to be switching between games maybe every hour, hour and a half for variety's sake. That's the whole point of the marathon, is not to do one thing, but to switch between a variety of games to make it fun. And going back, we see that Phil still has to go back, go through the final dungeon, fight one particular boss, get past that boss, go through the rest of the final dungeon, get back to the final boss, and by the time he does that, that's not even going to be, that's more than an hour and a half of gameplay. Like, for him to even get to the end of the game is more than an hour and a half of gameplay, so the thing that people nominated and voted on realistically can't even happen during the marathon. And I'm like, well, you guys nominated and voted for it. I don't know what you expect me to do. Like, this is the terms of the event, is that you guys nominate and vote on stuff, and I, play it. Not that I have to micromanage every game that you guys are nominating and voting on. I just don't have time to do that, So, why did you guys nominate and vote on for this then, if it doesn't make sense and it doesn't fit into the criteria of what the marathon would be, right? So, I've been talking with people on the forums over the past couple of days, all right, and we came to kind of a solution, all right? Here's what we're going to do. Ready? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish Persona 5 first. I want to finish Persona 5. I have to finish Persona 5. I have to get this fucking game done with. So, whether it's this week or next week, whenever I finish Persona 5, then that playthrough is finally completed. Okay? Well, here's what I'm going to do. Since, obviously, there's been a desire for me to go back to Persona 3 overwhelmingly for the past couple of years. All right, and since we're still in summer downtime, and it still makes sense that now if I'm going to do it, I could do stuff like this. Once Persona 5 is completed, I am going to go back to Persona 3 for one stream. Okay? One major stream. And I'm going to rely heavily on you guys, the viewers in stream chat, to help me out with this. All right? Because I'm not going to remember much at all about this game and like my party's abilities and stuff like that. Okay? So, one stream only. I'm going to return to Persona 3 in order to wrap up this game. Because people really seem to want to see me go back and beat this game and see the ending, which is hilarious because I'm not going to remember anything about the characters or nothing. So, I don't even know what the point is, but people have been asking for it for 2 years. Whatever. I give you what you want. Okay? So, there you go. That's going to be the deal. So, finishing up Persona 5... hopefully this week, if not at the latest next week. Then there will be one stream dedicated to finishing off Persona 3, so I can finally put an end to that shit, and we don't ever have to talk about the fucking game ever again, because I could say that I finally fucking went back and beat it, okay? So what this means is that the Rageathon will not have Persona 3 in it, which is good, because it would have just been a waste of an hour to an hour and a half, where it wouldn't have been very entertaining at all, because there's not going to be any rage, because I wouldn't even get to the final boss, okay? So there you have it. That's the deal. All right? That's what's going to happen. Okay? So, should be good. Should be fun. Hopefully it'll help us to wrap up a lot of stuff during the summertime. In particular, the other games that are being nominated or voted on in the Rageathon right now are games like I Want to Be the Guy, Cat Mario, Street Fighter V, Scarface, Undertale Genocide Run, and I believe there's one or two others as well. Okay? So, it should still be a fun event when it takes place around the middle of August. It should still be quite fun. But the difference here now is that Persona 3 will not be a part of it in order to fit the criteria, okay? So let's see what happens. Should be fun. All right, guys? So FYI, some more stuff coming up this month. We got the final season of The Walking Dead. We've got the Shenmue Collection. We got Fire Pro Wrestling World, among other things. Should be a great month, all right? So thank you guys very much for your support. FYI... we are working now towards a sub goal of 575 subs on the channel. And by the way, we've been seeing a lot of growth recently. If you guys haven't paid attention, we just hit 60,000 followers on this channel over the weekend, which usually I don't track stuff like that, but I just happened to refresh this morning. I was like, holy crap. You know, I remember last time I checked, I think we had just hit 50,000, and that was a few months ago. So we were seeing a lot of growth. Every month I'm getting thousands of new followers and everything here on Twitch, which is amazing. Thank you guys. Like I said, July was one of the best streaming months I've ever had. I don't think it was the best. I think the best I ever had was either December or January. But it ranks up there in the top 3, if not the top 2. And I'm very happy about that because, as you guys remember, there was no new games in July that I played. It was all downtime stuff. Now imagine we can keep that level of support up this month when there are new games. That would be tremendous. And, you know, being honest with you guys, I really need your support on streams because, as you guys know, I don't make money on YouTube anymore. I just don't. The YouTube stuff is primarily fan service. So my whole living is coming off of Twitch streaming. So please, guys, if you love the Twitch streams, if you love what you see, you want to see this continue, you think it's a lot of fun, all right, please consider contributing to the streams in one of many different ways, of which right now I will head to the plug segment and I will explain these ways to you, all right? So first of all, check out Patreon over at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. By pledging to my Patreon on a monthly basis, you guys become a part of the content. For example, as I just mentioned, last month's patrons are voting on what games will be in the upcoming Rageathon. If you pledge to, excuse me, that was it was actually June patrons who were voting on the Rageathon. July patrons are now nominating, or as of tonight, will be nominating games for the upcoming 10-year anniversary event and the next Patron's Choice playthrough. If you pledge to my Patreon this month, $5 or more, you'll be nominating and voting on games for the upcoming Indies Marathon. So every month, if you pledge to my Patreon, you get unprecedented power on molding the events and things that are going to happen here on stream. It's a great way to contribute, but it's also a great way for you to get stuff back for your contribution. Please check it out over at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. There are many other rewards and perks that you can earn for your pledges. In my opinion, the best one is the $5 one because you get to nominate and vote on games for these events, okay? Please give it a look. Please pledge if you can, and or if you want to be a part of these events, okay? Really awesome. And tonight, in particular, I will be messaging those who did contribute to my Patreon in July on patreon.com to get you guys your perks, okay? So please keep your eyes open, all right, if you would like to get your in on your perks, all right? All right, very nice. Number 2, there's my Teespring shop, where I sell merchandise like t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, etc. And the good news is tonight I'm also going to be trying to update my Teespring shop. So a lot of people have been asking for this stuff over the course of this year. They've been saying, when will Phil update his Teespring shop with his 10th anniversary line of product? Because you guys might not realize this. This is my 10th year as a content creator for the internet. 10 straight years I've been putting out gameplay videos for you guys. And I'm very appreciative of the fact that I have a dedicated following, but that still newcomers come by every day to hang out with us and have fun. It's a really awesome thing, right? That I'm able to do what I love for a living. That being said, the 10th anniversary line of product should launch tonight. I'm going to, again, work on that later tonight. That's why there's no second stream tonight. I'm doing all this stuff later tonight. And I will let you guys know when it launches. Anything you buy from my Teespring shop, I get a good commission from. It helps me out. And you guys obviously get a cool collectible. And I can personally attest to the quality of the stuff on my Teespring shop. It's good stuff. So please give it a look. Teespring.com/stores/DSP Gaming. Thanks to anyone who buys anything. In particular, definitely give it a look later tonight for the new stuff. All right. All right. Now, let's talk about this stream in particular. Okay? This stream in particular, my friends, if you're hanging out, you're having fun, you're here for the conclusion of Vice City, and then if we finish it up, maybe finish some Street Fighter, and you're having a good time, and you want to seek to get maybe a shout out during the stream, you could do so if you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or you tip me during the course of today's stream. I'll give you a verbal shout out for your contribution. Now, there's a couple criteria you should follow to ensure you can get your shout out. Number 1, please be positive. Please don't bring up negative stuff about people who insult me or stealing my content or negative drama or toxic stuff. No insults to myself or others. We're trying to keep this a fun, positive stream that people can just join and enjoy and not be wrapped up in all kinds of drama and crap. Okay, number 2, please don't try to derail the stream. In particular, topics like politics, religion, that stuff's not allowed. You know what's going to happen. People are going to get into arguments about it. So please try to stay on topic. It's okay if you want to talk about something else, but in particular, staying on topic and being positive is going to make this a much better experience than if we start derailing it into, you know, those negative, toxic areas, okay? Keep in mind, this also is my stream, and it's subjective what I read on it. I don't have to read anything. I'm obligated to do anything on my own stream that I feel would not fit the content of the stream or would get me into trouble. But in general, most people who seek out to get a shout-out do abide by the rules, and we end up having fun streams on every single day. So thanks, guys, for that support. I appreciate it, okay? Now, if you want to go a step further from just getting the verbal shout-out and get a visual recognition for your contributions, there are ways you could do that. Either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer, or subscribe to the channel and wait a few minutes and then click on the share button that appears once you subscribe, or tip me $5 or more in a single tip. If you do any of those 3 things, okay, you will get a visual animation that will play on the stream in conjunction with your contribution, okay? So, awesome. People who get visual and verbal recognition for their contributions, right? It's a great way to get noticed, and also, it helps me out. So, thank you guys very much for any of your contributions during the streams, all right? Very nice. Now, let's go a step further. Take a look at the top of the screen, guys. We've got the Stream Stats Leaderboard. What that leaderboard is when you cheer, sub, or tip, I'm going to give you even extra recognition. If you end up being the top cheerer or top tipper for the day, I'm going to put you up on that leaderboard so you get more visual recognition, right, for your contributions as well. Also, I will keep a running tally of subs, so I'll let you guys know, if the subs are going up and if we hit that tier 3 subs goal of 575 subs. Speaking of which, what is the sub goal? I'm not sure yet. Well, I mean, I didn't even know what the tier 2 sub goal was, and we kind of just figured it out on the fly the other day. I'm very open to suggestions. What kind of stuff would you guys like to see me do as a tier 3 sub goal? All right, let me know. And based off of your feedback, I'm sure we'll figure something out. And if we hit 575 subs at any time during August, we'll be completing that goal. All right. Now, what do you get for subbing? Many different things. Number 1, you get access to all of my emotes. Really cool stuff that people really seem to enjoy. You can use them here, or you could use them outside of the stream. In particular, this week, I'll be playing Street Fighter at least 1 or 2 times, so you'll be able to use all the cool Street Fighter-related emotes during those streams, right? But you could use them elsewhere as well. I wonder how many people this weekend, when EVO was going on, which is the Nationals for Street Fighter, how many people went into the EVO stream and used my emotes? I'm curious. Because, boy, would they have been useful, right? The Hadouken emote in particular, pretty cool. In addition to that, you don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. I typically run 1 to 2 ad breaks during a stream, and you never have to see those if you're a subscriber. And, of course, you get the cool Chat Crown loyalty badge, which shows how long you've been a sub as well. So many benefits to subscribing to the channel. Please consider doing so. Helps me out. You get cool stuff for it as well. Thank you to everyone who is currently a sub and anyone who may be considering subscribing. All right. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about, and then we're going to get into shout-outs for your contributions here on the stream, is tipping me. Because right now, guys, being very honest with you, tipping me is the best way to support. If you just heard all those things I just mentioned, man, we got Patreon, we got Teespring, we got, getting shout-outs during the stream. What's the best way to support Phil right now and keep him going, especially with all the crap going on YouTube and he making no money on YouTube? How can I really help him the most? The answer is tipping me. Because when you tip me, I get those funds right away. It's actually through PayPal, and it allows me to pay bills with it. Right now, all the tips you guys gave me in the last 2 weeks have been going to pay bills this last week, and anything more that I raise, goes right to that. It helps me out tremendously, all right? So please, guys, consider tipping me. It's the best way to help. How do you tip me? There's 2 ways. First of all, if you look below my stream, you may see a button that says Tip Jar, and if you click on it, it brings you right to my PayPal page where you can leave a tip, and you can either be anonymous or leave a name and a message if you want a shout out during the stream. In particular, if you are the top tipper, you'll make it to the leaderboard up top, okay? But in addition to that, if you don't see the tip jar button, that's fine. You could just type in !tip into the stream chat, and then a link will pop up. Click on that link, you'll go to the same page. All right, guys? Very appreciated. Anything you guys contribute, in particular, the tips help more than anything. Thank you guys for a fun and supportive stream in advance. I know it's going to be a good one. I've been enjoying streams so much the past few months, and let's keep it going. Let's make August just as good as July was, okay? All right. Now it's time for shout-outs. It's time to give credit where credit is due. Those who contributed, during the pre-stream, and maybe even a couple people who may have contributed when I was off. Let me refresh my screen here, and then we'll get to that, because I want to update all the information, make sure I have it all, okay? Let's see here. Here we go. So, shout-out to Infinite55, who did a 100-bit cheer yesterday when I was not even live streaming. Is much appreciated. That some people do remember me when I'm not here. Thank you, Infinite, for the support. Much appreciated. Now, moving on to people who did contribute during today's stream. We've got John, who started the stuff up. He said, "Hey, Phil, what's good?" And then he actually cheered again and said, "If you're at war and the enemy is about to secure victory, would you drop a nuke or just take the L?" That is a ridiculous question. It's a political question. It's everything that I'm not going to talk about on the stream. It all depends on the situation. Are we talking real-life war? Are we talking video game? And quite frankly, I'm not going to derail a gameplay stream to get into these kind of philosophical debates, but I thank you for the cheers. Floppy Donkey Sausage. Floppy Donkey Sausage cheered and says, "Are you planning to play the new indie game, Cobra Club, during the Indie Marathon?" I don't know anything about it. If it really is a valid indie game that I can play, and it's something that's not some ridiculous meme, or it's not adult-oriented, it's something people want to see, I'm sure that the patrons will nominate and vote on it this month, okay? So, there you go. But thank you for the cheer. Grazy Dream did a 100-bit cheer. He says, "Battle Royale with subs, custom map in PUBG." I don't think you could do custom maps on the Xbox version. Is that correct? Like, sadly, I think that the Xbox version is kind of a nerfed version of the game. It doesn't have all the features of the PC, full PC version. And I am not aware that you can do a custom map. Right? A custom map in PUBG on Xbox One. But I think you could probably do it on PC, but I don't play it on PC, and I'm certainly not buying the game again on PC. I'm not against maybe bringing back the event where I do play multiplayer with patrons. A lot of people have seemed to have been asking for this and wanted it recently. However, right now it would not make sense, because really the only multiplayer games I could play with patrons right now would be Battle Royale, just H1Z1 or PUBG. What I'd rather do is wait a couple months, all right? And basically what we could do is this. We could do it so that maybe October passes, and maybe during the month of October, the goal would be a patron multiplayer event or something like that. And so then patrons can, once the games come out, like Black Ops 4, Battlefield 5, Soul Calibur 6. That's just to name a few of the multiplayer games that are coming out in the next few months, right? Then we could set up lobbies where people could join me and play me in those games. But right now, it wouldn't even make sense to set that up. There's no games out besides, just random battle royal. And I'd rather wait till there's a plethora of games so I could set up a big event of a couple days where I could, do co-op with different people. You know what I mean? Okay. Big Daddy Phil cheered. He said, I paid big money to see Night in the Woods. And are you doing cocaine off camera? Well, first of all, I am playing Night in the Woods. Like I said, I am going to start playing it again and beat the game. I'm going to be playing it in the next couple of weeks and playing it this month. So, that big money that you promised, I hope that you're not an Indian giver. Of course, I'm joking. But anyway, as for cocaine, no, I don't do cocaine. I've never done cocaine. I never will. John cheered again. He said, are you feeling the positivity yet, Mr. Krabs? That is a SpongeBob reference, and I don't know anything about SpongeBob because I've never watched the show. That's actually not an exaggeration. I've never watched the show. So I don't even know what that means, but I'll get John up on the leaderboard for being the top cheerer for today. Thank you, John. Continuing on, YOLO Dopper cheered. He says, I finally was able to convince my girlfriend to sit down and watch her entire stream today. Let's see what she thinks. Well, today's going to be a stream that's all over the place because Vice City, I don't think, has much left. So I'm going to wrap that up, and then I'm going to probably switch to Street Fighter. So I have no idea what she's going to think. Cause it's going to be like, it's not going to be like a standard stream. It's going to be like a kind of all over the place kind of stream. I might, if I do play Street Fighter, I have to turn the stream off to change the resolution settings and everything. So, but anyway, welcome to YOLO Dopper's girlfriend, and hopefully you enjoy yourself, regardless of the fact that today may be a little bit disorganized. Okay. All right. DSP is life cheered. It says, Phil, I just want to know if you'll play Black Ops 4 again. I know you didn't do well, but you said yourself that you don't have to be good in the game to have an entertaining stream. I'm not playing this beta again, no. The beta is incredibly underwhelming and disappointing for me, because number one, the game runs terribly on my PS4. Like, terribly bad on my PS4. It's just really bad. To the point where, like, I'm very disappointed that the game is so choppy. I've never seen a Call of Duty game run at such a low frame rate on a modern console. Call of Duty has been the staple franchise for FPS games, where every year you get the consistent 60 frames per second. Even if the gameplay sucks, the game runs at a consistent 60 frames. This year it doesn't. This year it runs like shit on regular PS4. At least this beta, with only 2 months to go before the final version, is running like shit. That's number one. Number two, the game has a ton of problems, in my opinion. The maps are crap. The game's based more off gimmicks. You're constantly getting flanked and killed from behind after you get a kill. The game just has a lot of problems I don't like. So, in particular, no, I don't like Black Ops 4 right now. Now, the next beta, okay, is going to come out in September. That's going to be the Blackout mode, which is their Battle Royal mode. I'm going to give that a shot. All right? So, I am going to be checking this out in September again. And then the game fully releases in October, and that's going to have zombies and everything. So, more than likely, I've already bought the game. I'm probably just going to play it anyway. Even though I don't really like it, I'm probably at least going to give it a shot and play it a bit to check out all the content. But being very honest with you guys, I'm not really enjoying it so far. At least this first experience has been a negative experience. So, no, I'm not playing the beta anymore this weekend. No, I'm not playing any more of this multiplayer beta until the Battle Royal mode comes out. Then I'll check it out again. But, yeah, I'm not giving up completely on the game. I'm just very disappointed with that one session I did on Friday. All right, BWT56 cheered. He says, are you going to be playing the new South Park DLC soon? And then he cheered again and said, oops, my bad, I've been behind. I didn't realize you played it. Yes, I did. I actually finished it in a single sitting last week. I was able to do the entire DLC because it was actually pretty short. And that is live over on my KO Gaming YouTube channel right now, youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. You can check it out at your own perusal and your own free time, okay? All right. Pimp My Shed Plays. Just subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Pimp My Shed Plays, for the sub. Floppy Donkey Sausage did a 150-bit cheer to become the cheerleader for today's stream. He says, what's your favorite fast food, french fries, salt or no salt? My favorite fast food french fry. Let me think about this. First of all, let me get him up there. And no, I'm not going to put your full name up on the leaderboard. That's ridiculous. I'm going to just use Floppy. 150-bit cheer, thank you. I don't like McDonald's fries. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love them and say McDonald's fries are the best. I don't. A lot of the time, McDonald's fries are just greasy, overcooked, or undercooked. I never get like a perfect thing of fries. Very rarely. Wendy's fries are also kind of hit or miss. They're fluffier than McDonald's fries. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they end up being crappy. Burger King fries are terrible. They're some of the worst. I actually really dislike Burger King fries. Honestly, in my opinion, the best fast food fries are Five Guys fries. They're made in peanut oil instead of regular vegetable or canola oil. They taste better. Consistently, they are better than other fries. So I'm going to go with Five Guys fries, even though a lot of people might say, well, that's not a standard fast food chain. I don't care. They're the best ones. Salt or no salt, you got to have some salt. No salt, they end up being kind of bland, but also not too much. I hate it when they over salt the fries and then all you taste is salt. So there you go. Shout out to John. He cheered again. He says, is it true the moment I send a message in your Twitch chat, I'm entering the United States of Phil? Oh, you've already been in the United States of Phil. You just don't realize it. You've already crossed the border into Phil Town. Shout out to Raw Reese 33 who resubscribed to the channel for the 7th month in a row. Thank you, Raw Reese, for 7 months of support. Ornights cheered and says, Phil, if you go back to Persona 3, remove characters with healing skills. You had all your members with Diahan. That's one of the reasons you lost, and have one member with no charm accessory. Ornights, please. First of all, I do appreciate you trying to help me. Understand, everything you're telling me right now is going to go completely over my head, and I'm not going to remember any of it. I have to finish up Persona 5 first. Then when I go to play Persona 3, I would appreciate it if you'd be here for that stream and give me these tips. Right now, you might as well be talking to the wall because I've got so much to get done. Vice City, some Street Fighter stuff coming up. We've got Persona 5. We've got Eternal Darkness. We've got new games coming up this week. The last thing I'm thinking about is how to beat Persona 3 when I go back to it. But when I do go back to it, I would then appreciate your help. Okay? All right, Big Daddy Phil cheered. He says, can I get my name written on a whiteboard? I play big money for that. I don't even know what that means. I don't have a whiteboard. Huh? I don't know. DSP is life cheered. He says, I want to ask you, when you decide to tie the knot, who will be the best man and groomsman at your wedding? I am in no situation where I'm thinking about marriage. However, excuse me, considering the life situation and everything, there's just not going to be if I ever get married, there would never be a big formal wedding. I mean, just real talk. It would just be a little private ceremony. And you don't even need it. You don't even need it. If you're just going to have a little private ceremony between two people, you don't need that stuff, you know? It's more about the meaning of it for the people involved rather than making it. It's funny. This is true. Especially in American society today. I don't know about outside America or outside the United States. It seems like for these people who have money, at least, marriage becomes this big overblown life event that's more for the people attending than the fucking people who are getting married. We gotta have this big overblown, rent out a giant hall, and we gotta have a giant gourmet foods and giant cakes and shit, right? We're gonna have all this celebration and dancing and booze for everyone. Wait a minute. Is there marriage somewhere going on here? You know what I mean? Like, it's funny because I've been to 2 marriages. I attended 2 different marriages. In both of those marriages, the bride and groom left. They attended briefly and then left. And everyone else just partied all night. Like, wait a minute. All of their money went to this. Like, what the fuck? You know, like for me, I don't think I would ever even want an overblown wedding. Even if I had a big family, even if I had a bunch of people who wanted to attend, I would rather just have it be about the people involved than about 100 other fucking people who just want to come and party. You know what I mean? I mean, at least for me, that's what, like, I've been to 2 weddings, and both times I was like, what is this? Like, this is kind of bizarre. The bride and groom, who should be the focus, aren't even here. And instead, it's a bunch of other people, like, partying and spending their money. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's kind of, at least my take on it, would be a small private ceremony, not some giant overblown thing. So you wouldn't need a best man and all that shit. It would just be people getting married and, you know, sharing their life together. So DJ Runo cheered and said, there are many ways to contribute, but how much do you get out of what? How much do you get out of a bit, out of a sub, out of Patreon or Teespring? DJ Runo, honestly, I couldn't answer that for you. I couldn't definitively answer any of those questions. All right? I'll give you a few estimates. I know if I sell like a t-shirt on Teespring, I think I make like $7 on a t-shirt or something like that. I think. I'm not even 100% on that. It might be $7. It might be £7. I don't know, because when people buy stuff, it's international a lot of the time, and so I don't even know what the conversion rate is. I have no idea. I know the profit margin on Teespring is decent. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. It's a decent profit margin. Patreon, I also think depends on where you're from and how you're paying, but in particular, I do get a lot of the contributions people put towards my Patreon, okay? Tipping me is completely random because tipping me depends on you. Some people say, oh, I want to foot the bill for the processing fee, and some people say, I don't want to foot the bill. So one person may give me $1 tip and I get $1. Another person may give me $1 tip and I get 60 cents. Okay? And depending on how you pay and where you live, the processing fees are completely different. I believe for subscriptions, I get half of whatever. So whatever you spent on a subscription, I get half of it. I think that's how it works. And bits, I have no idea. I couldn't answer that. Number one, bits aren't currency. What I do know is any bits that you cheer, I get all the bits. Okay? But as for you, how much bits cost for you to purchase, I have no idea. I think that's also different depending on you and your region. So, honestly, DJ Runo, there's no way for me to, honestly answer your question. I couldn't tell you at any given moment what the best option is. What is the best one? What gives me the most? I have no idea. What I can tell you is what I already explained on the pre-stream. Right now, tipping is the best way to help because tips I get right now. Tips you give me, I get immediately. I can put them towards a bill. So concretely, tips are the best way to contribute today, okay? DSP is life. Of course, asking a controversial question. He says, is the reason that you're not good at Call of Duty the reason that you don't like it? No, I've already cited my definitive reasons why I don't like it. The game concretely performs bad on PS4. You can see in my videos, the game runs like shit on PS4. You can concretely see that when you play the game and you get a kill, you immediately get killed from behind or the side. That's not something up for debate. It happens, okay? You can see concretely the game is a lot more about the gimmicky stuff of the classes than actual run and gun style gameplay, which is the core of previous Call of Duty games. All the criticisms I've laid out about the game are completely legit as backed by factual evidence that I've presented when I played the game on Friday. All right. Now, there may be people that they just don't care about that shit and they enjoy the game anyway. More power to you. But you can't dismiss my criticisms. So, no, the reason I don't like the game is because of valid criticisms that I've laid out about it that hinder my gameplay fun experience. None of these things that I've described happened in Call of Duty World War II. There were no gimmicky shit that ruined the run and gun gameplay. The frame rate was good on regular PS4. And it wasn't class-based garbage and gimmicks. It was actual more about how good you are with your weapons and actual strategy than it was about this gimmicky shit that this game seems to be. So, World War II was up my alley. This game is not. It seems like they've completely gone back to the drawing board with the gimmicky shit that the kids like. It's hilarious because the best highlights I've seen of Black Ops 4 on social media, in particular Twitter, is all quickscoping. Oh my god, this game's amazing, watch this. And it's like a 10-second clip where a guy quickscopes with a sniper rifle and he had 6 kills in a row. To which I say, or not quickscoping, no-scoping I think it's called now, right? And I'm like, this game sucks. They've literally reverted the game back to the crap of 3 years ago that I thought we were going to improve and get better at because people agreed this was garbage, we didn't want this anymore. And they just went back to the drawing board, back to the old shit. And it's like, that's not advancement, that's reversion. It's like 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. That's why this game sucks, in my opinion, okay? Not because I'm bad at it. It's because I just don't like the core gameplay of it to begin with. I could be the worst player, but still have fun playing. I didn't get that experience on Friday. Shout out to RFHC5, who cheered, says, what is your favorite things to do in Grand Theft Auto games outside of story mode? I don't know. For me, in Grand Theft Auto games, it's the overall atmosphere of the game that I enjoy. You play Vice City, you see the neon parts of Miami, right? You get to see people in, surfer outfits, and you get to hear their dialogue. They're saying stuff from the 80s, they're saying funny dialogue. I like that. I like that when you play GTA, it can completely immerse you in a time period, and it actually feels like you're in that, in the 90s of San Andreas, right? It's cool how a GTA game can immerse you in a world that you feel like you've gone to a different time period. I definitely enjoy that. I'm not one of those people who's, I've got to do this crazy side mission challenge or anything like that. I've never been like that. For me, it's usually the main story. For Vice City, the reason that I'm doing all the businesses is because I didn't do that in my first run, and at least doing all the businesses gives this more of a variety and a flair that's a lot different than my first run in the game. Because my first run in Vice City, by the time I got halfway through the game, I was rushing through it. By the time I got to the businesses and the grind of that second half of the game, I was in a turbo mode trying to get it done. And I didn't want to have that kind of attitude this time around playing it because I knew I was going to have a hell of a lot more time, okay? So, that being said, you know, for me, I think it's more of the overall game design, art design, and atmosphere, all right, of the game that is better than just playing the game concretely and just doing the story and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily, like, I'm not going to do all the rampage missions, you know. I'm not going to do every little side mission here and there. So Lollipop cheered, and I'm going to summarize his cheer. Basically, he says that recently it seems like I'm taking a lot of time off. Why don't I just take a week off to recharge and then come back full force? That's not happened at all. What happened, Lollipop, is that people once again talking shit and basically talking out of their asses. 1 week, I took no time off. Typically, I take 1 day a week off, a full day, in order to spend time with my girl cat and to do stuff that I need to get done, like grocery shopping and other errands around here, okay? I just need it. I can't work every single day and not have any time with my girl and not get, you know, not have nothing done around the house. Things just have to get done, okay? That being said, all right, 1 week, which was last week, I didn't take time off. I worked straight and didn't take any time off at all, okay? So last weekend, I worked, it was Sunday through Monday, so that was, 8 straight days that I worked without a day off. Then I had to take Tuesday off because I had a few appointments and stuff that I had to do that I could only do on a Tuesday, all right? Now, I need to get back into the swing of things and get the schedule back settled, so yesterday was my day off. So, Phil took 2 days off in 1 week. No, in reality, what happened was I had over a week with no day off, and then I wanted to get back into the normal schedule, so I took my normal day off. But people just want to talk shit and spread misinformation, whatever. They're idiots. The people who complain about that shit aren't the people who support me anyway. These aren't the people who are going to pledge to Patreon or come out and be supportive on a stream. These are the people who just sit around, you know, being dickheads on the internet about everything anyway. So I could give a fuck about what they say. Taking a week off would be incredibly detrimental, and here's why. I realize that being a content creator and a streamer on the internet is a fickle thing. And when you go away for an extended period of time, people forget about you. Okay, it's true that if you take an extended period of time off, people forget and you actually lose momentum. Right now, I've got good momentum. You know, the month of July, like I said, was one of my best streaming months ever. People are excited to see me finish up the stuff I'm working on and start up new games. The worst thing I could possibly do is take a whole week off and have no new content for a week and then come back because people would just go away. All right, Phil's not here. I'm just going to go watch other people then, you know. It's one thing to take a single day off. It's another thing to take 5, 6, 7 days off. That's not a good idea at all. Okay? So I got to do what I got to do. You know, every once in a while, if I need a day off, you know, that's good. I have 1 day off a week. And that's how it's going to be moving forward. You know, there was one weird extenuating circumstance where I had to reshuffle stuff, and now things are back to normal. And there you go. Excuse me. Okay. Shout out to Pimp My Shed Plays, who did a 200-bit cheer. He was also the person who had subscribed earlier, and he did a 200-bit cheer to become the top cheerer for today. He says, hey, Phil, will you be playing the Shenmue Remaster when it's released? Absolutely. So the Shenmue collection is 100% on my schedule. I have always wanted to play Shenmue. It was a series that I completely, got skipped by me, because back in the day, as I've said many times over the years, but just to clarify for those who may be more newcomers here, even though I'm a lifelong fan of video games, there was a time period from, say, the early 2000s until, 2008, when I was not into console gaming at all. The only games I played were Street Fighter, competitive Street Fighter. And Shenmue came out in that very era, okay, when I was so busy with Street Fighter, I didn't care about anything else, so I never played Shenmue. And everyone has always told me over the years, Phil, Shenmue's great. You know, especially when I started playing Yakuza games, people were like, man, Shenmue was like the predecessor to Yakuza. Would you check it out? And I was always like, yeah, if there was a way. And now there is a way. This collection's coming out this month. I'm definitely going to be playing at least Shenmue 1. Okay? And then I'll be moving into Shenmue 2 probably in the future. Definitely not now, right away. But I will be checking out Shenmue 2 eventually. So yes, Shenmue coming up later this month. Thank you, Pimp My Shed Plays. You are the top cheerer for today with that 200-bit cheer. Try Hard did a $3 tip. It says, how do you manage to stay in great shape while sitting for a lot of the day? First of all, I'm not in great shape. I'm certainly not grossly obese, but I'm also not in great shape. I would say that I'm kind of a little bit overweight. That's probably, if you actually look at the criteria, I think I'm supposed to be around 190 or 195 pounds or something, and I'm over 200. So there's no way you could say, oh, I'm in good shape. I'm not. All right? But there are ways that you can stop yourself from becoming obese by doing what I do. All right? Once a week, like I said, I have a day off, and what I do is I try to do as much physical activity during that day as I possibly can. I'm constantly walking and driving and, you know, trying to basically walk as much as I can and get as much movement, all right, as I can. I don't just sit here like a lump for 6 straight hours. Some people ask me, why do I take a break? Because a break is necessary for physical health. When I take a break, I get up and walk around the house to get physical activity, so I'm not stagnant. You know, some people don't realize that sitting around all day, you can get blood clots, you get all kinds of unhealthy shit going on. You know, and I don't eat poorly. I'll be honest. Last year I did. Last year, when I was, you know, by myself here, I was frequently going out and getting bad fast food and eating it like many times a week because I didn't want to cook because cooking took too much time to just cook for myself, and then I wouldn't have time to jump back to the next stream or whatever. Now, things are much better. Kat has been amazing. She makes really good, healthy meals. Today she's slow cooking chicken breasts to make us chicken tacos. It's going to be pulled chicken with fresh ingredients like pico de gallo, and we're going to have fresh chicken tacos for dinner. Now, how on earth would I have ever done that for myself when I was by myself? There's no way. It's a slow cooking process where you have to marinate the chicken over the course of the day, make sure everything's good, and then clean up after. You know, I couldn't do that by myself. So things in particular, in the past 6 months since Kat has moved in with me, I've been eating way better. Like, overall, just way better than I was before. And I've lost weight. I've seen myself. I've lost weight. I've probably lost about at least 10 pounds in the past 6 months since Kat's been here because I'm eating healthier. I'm not having unhealthy snacks. I'm not going out and eating fast food every day. Oh, and by the way, even when we go out to eat every once in a while, I make sure that I eat healthier stuff as well. You know, Kat's really doing a good job of watching that stuff for me to make sure I don't go crazy. So, that's why, you know. And, you know, sure, I could recommend other stuff. I could say, oh, you should be working, you should be doing cardio and everything. You know, I don't really have time for it. But at least with my lifestyle, yeah, it's a sedentary lifestyle. My job is just sitting here all day playing games, right? But I take as many times as I can to take a break, to have a day off, to eat healthier. And that's why in the last year, at least, it looks like I have actually lost a little bit of weight, okay? All right. Shout out to John again, who says, has anyone ever gifted you subs before? I want to gift you a sub. Yes, obviously, John. As I said, the reason that we hit these sub goals the past week is because we had 1 or 2 very generous individuals who were gifting tons of subs. Okay? In fact, just the other day, we were under 500 subs. Now we're at 551, and I would say probably at least half of those were gifted. So, there you go. It is possible. YOLO Opportunity says, hey, Phil, do married couples who are constantly fighting manage to conceive kids? Aren't they too busy hating each other to do the deed in order to conceive kids? YOLO Dopper, I have no idea why you're asking me this question. I have zero experience in this situation. I have no idea why you would ask me that question. I appreciate the cheer, but what on earth? Do I look like a marriage counselor to you? I mean, really? Okay. DJ Runo cheered again. He says, you know, tipping may be the best way to contribute, but to do that, I need a debit or credit card. Since I have neither, bits it shall be. I guess. I mean, that's not true. If you have a PayPal account linked to a bank account, you could do it that way, tipping, by the way. You could use a prepaid card. You don't need to use a debit or credit card. And by the way, you can buy online prepaid cards with a PayPal account. I don't understand what you mean. Like, what phantom currency are you using to buy bits? I have no idea. Again, I'm the guy on the other end of the spectrum. I'm not the one who contributes, so I don't know what various methods you're using. But you can have a PayPal account linked to a bank account where you don't need a debit or credit card at all. So I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there. In fact, PayPal is the most flexible way to pay on the internet. You can pay with a bajillion different methods. So, but hey, I'm certainly not looking a gift horse in the mouth. Anything that you contribute is much appreciated, okay? All right, BattleDuck 9000 tipped me $1. Says, case in point, you sucked at Dark Souls initially, but you didn't hate the game. Right, BattleDuck, you're absolutely correct. Dark Souls. Here's a game that I was terrible at, right? I was absolutely terrible at it, you know? And over the years, I gained more of an appreciation for it. What I would really say, the thing that opened my eyes to the From Software games is when I came back to Dark Souls later on when I was live streaming. And so basically I wasn't really playing the game. I was summoning people and they were kind of guiding me through the game. showing me all the content of the game. And once I finally saw the content of the game, I was like, oh my God, this game actually is really good. I remember being in that library and then going into the Crystal Caverns to fight, was it Seed the Scaleless, or whatever the fuck his name is? And I was like, wow, this game is actually good. Even though the frame rate sucks, the game's actually good. And now I understand why people like this game, right? And so, what ended up happening is after I did that kind of guided tour through the game, okay, and getting to the end, saying, man, I want to actually experience these games legit. And so when Dark Souls 2 came out, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and then going back and playing Demon Souls, and then replaying all those games, I became a fan of the series and actually pretty decent at it. And that's what I mean. That's an example of how I may not necessarily like a game up front, but I can be honest about it and have criticisms about it and maybe eventually grow to like it. Just because I'm playing Black Ops 4 and there's things I'm criticizing about it, right, doesn't necessarily mean that other people can't enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's different. But for me, all right, when it comes to the fact that some people just get so into certain games, like, I'll give you an example. I criticized Black Ops 4 on Friday. I got shit over the weekend. It's because Phil sucks at the game. No. I have valid criticisms, and not a single person has stepped up and countered those criticisms. Instead, I get, oh, well, it's good anyway. Okay, that's fine then. That's fine if your situation is you can overcome the fact that the game runs like shit on standard PS4, that the maps are bad to the point where every time you get a kill, you're going to get straight flanked or killed from behind, and the fact that the game is based mostly on class-based gimmicks and shit like that, and not really on how good you are with a gun. If you're okay with that and then you like the game, fine. But no one has countered what I've said. In fact, most people agreed with it, but then basically said, well, the game's good anyway. Okay, that's fine. But then don't dismiss my criticism and say I don't like the game because I'm bad at it. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. People are very closed-minded. If I like something, how dare someone not like it too, right? That's not... Either everyone likes it or no one likes it, right? I mean, what the fuck? By the way, I think it should be noted, I've played every Call of Duty in the last decade. Every fucking single one. I played World at War. I played Modern Warfare 2. I played Black Ops 1, 2, 3, and 4. I played Ghosts. I played Advanced Warfare. I played Infinite Warfare. I played every fucking version of the game that's been out. So I'm pretty sure I can give a pretty valid criticism of the game after playing every fucking game for 10 fucking years. I'm pretty sure my criticism is valid. Alright? Oh, by the way, I didn't play each game because I was a fanboy who just, kissed the game's ass constantly. There have been some really good ones and some really bad ones. I think Black Ops 2 was really good. I think Modern Warfare 2 was really good. I think that World War 2 was good, except for the fact that the connection sucked because Sledgehammer doesn't know how to handle servers well. Okay? There have been good iterations of Call of Duty that I've actually enjoyed quite a bit. But I'm not going to sugarcoat when a game comes out that's 10 steps back from what we've done in the last couple of years, and everyone's kissing the game's butt because they just want to basically buy into the hype and or get views on their fucking videos and streams. I'm just not going to put up with that shit. You're not going to censor me and my valid criticism because you like something. I'm sorry. But it is what it is. It is what it is. People will be ridiculous, and there's nothing you can do about it. Let them be fanboys if they want. I don't know what else to say. John cheered. He says, I can't believe people in the stream chat are lying about your schedule. I have no idea what you're talking about, John. BattleDuck9000 subscribed to the channel for the 13th month in a row. Thank you for 13 months of support. I appreciate that very much, okay? King of Hypocrisy cheered. He says, no offense, Phil, but a lot of the fun of watching your content is seeing you figure things out yourself when you play games. So when people in stream chat tell you easy strategies or where the hidden items are, it makes the playthroughs a lot less interesting to watch. And just a little criticism, bud. King of Hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen, it is 2018. This is not 2010. It's not 2008. I am not a YouTuber playing games solo for YouTube anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last year and a half, I have been an interactive live streamer, and interactivity is a major part of the content I put out, period. If you still cannot accept this after a year and a half, I have to ask you to either grow up or move on. I'm being real here now. This is what interactivity is about. If I'm stuck on a part, I can't figure something out, or something's not clearly defined in a game, and someone helps me out in the stream chat, that's going to happen, period, moving forward, because I am a interactive full-time streamer, period. If you don't like that, don't watch live streams. Go watch people playing games in an isolation booth on YouTube. That's not my content style anymore, and it will not be. Now, If I'm playing a game for the first time and I can't figure something out and I give it a college try and I figure it out, great. But if I'm stuck on a part and I need help, then people are going to help me because it's a live fucking stream and they don't want to sit there with their thumb up the ass for the next 2 hours while I'm stuck on something. In particular, some people have complained about Vice City. Oh, Phil beat that mission easily because someone gave him a tip. Guys, I played this game already. I played it in 2012 with no help, and I already suffered through it 6 years ago with no help. People who are watching on stream don't want to see me suffer the same way I did 6 fucking years ago, because you can just go back and watch that fucking playthrough on YouTube if you want to see that. If you have a problem with that, don't watch the live stream. This is not valid criticism. This is nitpicking. And basically saying anyone who live streams and listens to anything someone in stream chat says is invalid and it negates the quality. Bullshit. Sorry, king of hypocrisy. I don't buy it. I really don't. I'm sorry, I don't. Maybe you feel that way because you watched, 8 years of content before I live streamed with interactivity. It's now the modern era and it's time to wise up or move on. All right? It's that simple. You got a problem? Don't watch the content. It's been a year and a half where you've had a chance to adapt to it. All right? Enough is enough. Okay. DJ Runo cheered. He says, well, PayPal does not let me tip up my bank account. It says I have to link a credit or debit card. Buying bits with PayPal works, though. If you have your bank account linked to PayPal, you can send money to someone. So I have no idea what you're talking about. Right now, I have a PayPal account with no debit card linked, and I've been able to both receive and send funds. So I don't know what you're talking about, DJ Runo. I'm being real honest here. I don't know. Yeah. If anything, the only thing that I've seen is that if you have a debit card linked to a PayPal account, you can do it faster. I actually think they charge you a transaction fee. But like for example, if you just send something with your bank account, it takes like 3 business days for it to process. But if you send something with a debit card, it's instant. But then they charge you some extra money for it. I have never seen in my experience what you're telling me. So I'm sorry. Maybe you were correct. Maybe your situation with your personal bank or wherever you're located, you're not allowed to do it. That has not been my personal experience with PayPal. So I just got to kind of shrug. I guess we agree to disagree in this situation. Okay? Big Daddy Phil says you use a lot of guides in your playthroughs. I can pay good money to see a guideless playthrough. Completely false. The only games recently I've used guides were Persona 5, the gifting guide for the for the S-links, the social links, because there's no way to tell what gifts are good in the game just by playing it. And Grand Theft Auto, I use the autos guide in order to look up what cars, where they're located in the game, because the game doesn't tell you. Otherwise, you'd be driving around the map endlessly looking for these fucking cars. I barely ever, rarely, ever use a guide. Almost never. So, I'm sorry, Big Daddy Phil, your statement is completely invalid. John Charity says, the moment you critique a series you play for 10 years, what a bunch of Call of Duty babies. I don't think they're babies. I just think it's just like Street Fighter. It's exactly like Street Fighter. What happened when I played Street Fighter 5 and I criticized the hell out of it? Being a lifelong fan of Street Fighter, I criticized Street Fighter 5 and said, I don't feel this is a good game, and here's the valid reasons why, right? And no one countered my valid reasons. It wasn't like people said, oh no, there are footsies in the game, and oh no, there isn't input delay. All the reasons I criticized Street Fighter 5 were valid, but people just seemed to not like the fact that I would criticize the game and say, oh, it's good anyway, right? And of course, because I'm Darkside Phil and I don't play the game on a competitive level, it means that all my criticisms are somehow invalid. A 20-plus year player of Street Fighter criticizes the latest iteration, but my criticisms are invalid because I don't play it at a competitive level. Fuck you. No, really. Fuck you. Because if you're that close-minded, it means that you're just going to believe what you're told by the FGC authorities rather than actually think for yourself. And you know what? Fine, but then don't come criticize me and say that my criticisms are invalid, because what you're saying is invalid. If you're just going to be a fanboy about something, then don't even bother. Same thing with Call of Duty. If you're going to come at me and say my criticisms are invalid, but you can't give a reason why, then don't bother. You're just wasting your time. You're spinning your own fucking wheels, and you just look stupid. Just go play the game you like and leave people who don't like it alone. All right? Sorry, but I'm going to be honest about stuff that I play. That's my honesty has been the reason why I've been a long-standing figure in content creation for 10 years. Because I don't pull punches. I don't kiss ass, right? And let's face it, I don't get sponsorships and I don't get opportunities like a lot of other content creators because I don't do that. But you know what? I like being me and being okay with me rather than being rolling in dough. I'd rather be me and be honest and be upfront and, tell you guys what I actually think rather than sugarcoat for the sake of getting thousands of people on stream and making tons of money kissing a game's ass that's not a good game. That's just me, and that's always going to be me, guys. All I got cheered. His thoughts on Sekiro not having leveling or weapon armor customization. Big change from Souls. I have no idea. I didn't even hear this until you just said it. Good. Let the game be different. Because let's face it, even though Bloodborne is a great game, it's very, very similar to Dark Souls. The only real differences in Bloodborne is that, number one, it's guns instead of blocking. You know what I mean? Gun parrying instead of blocking with a shield. And number two, there's basically no magic. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but it's the same game. You know what I mean? Is it more action-based? Yes, but it's pretty much the same game at its core. Anyone who's played Dark Souls can jump into Bloodborne, and after a few hours of learning the adjustments, you know everything. If Sekiro is a very different game, good. Let it be a different game. Let us finally play something original and different from these guys. And it doesn't mean it's not going to be good. It just means some people may be a little bit scared. That it's different. Change. Fear of change. I welcome change. Let's see if it's any good. Bent Boxer here. He says, what's your favorite Pixar movie? I like Up and Cars. Coco is the most bad one. I never saw Coco, so I don't know about that. I mean, Pixar has done a lot of good stuff over the years. Fuck. Probably Toy Story. Probably Toy Story. Because that's the classic. That's the Pixar franchise that put Pixar on the map. And even though Pixar has done many other great movies since then, I think Toy Story is the one that's the classic you can go back and still watch today and still love it. You know what I mean? YOLO Dopper cheered, and he says, Phil, when you criticize a game or do feedback on it, please make sure to let us know the frame of reference you're coming from, otherwise people will take it the wrong way. Well, the thing is, people know me. I'm a 10-year content creator. If I criticize Call of Duty, you realize I'm criticizing it from the situation of someone who's played every Call of Duty for the past 10 years, haven't really played it on a high competitive level, but at least someone who's played them and tried to enjoy them. Street Fighter, a 20-year veteran of Street Fighter who's entered tournaments and played at pro level before, but also has played every single major Street Fighter game and understands the competitive nature of it. The thing is, I can't go on Twitter and every time I tweet something on my fucking profile say, from the perspective of someone who has played every single Call of Duty game in the past 10 years at least a casual level and really enjoys the games overall as a series, I feel that Black Ops 4 is a disappointment because blah, blah, blah. There's not enough characters. People just need to stop fucking being so defensive about games that they like and understand that there's going to be valid criticism, People know who I am. If you, who's Darkside Phil to say this criticism? Go ask around. And hopefully people will give you a valid answer. The problem is you'll hear, he's the guy who's the asshole who did this and that. You'll see 100 detractor videos before you see anything valid because of the nonsense that's happened on YouTube. So there's no way I could actually accurately doing what you're saying, YOLO Dopper. I don't know what you expect. I can't preface every single word that I say on the internet with a paragraph to explain my situation. Floppy Donkey Sauce has just cheered and says, will you leave YouTube when Amazon Tube comes out? Will you transfer your legacy from YouTube to Amazon Tube? I'm certainly not saying that, and quite frankly, I don't think that it would make sense because good luck transferring 50,000 videos from one website to another. But I certainly might just say fuck YouTube and just upload everything moving forward to this new Amazon website. I don't see the point to staying on YouTube at this point. I really don't. They don't want to work with me. They don't want to fix what they fucked up. They don't ever help me when I ask for help. And at this point, the website's so toxic and propagates negativity that my name on there will always be associated with drama and garbage. That's not true. And there's no way for me to fix it without becoming rich and suing people. So, fuck YouTube. Up front, fuck it. There's no point in bothering with it anymore. For now, I will continue to upload to YouTube to KO Gaming, all the backup stuff of my streams, but I see no reason to put any kind of focus, time, or effort into YouTube moving forward when they literally don't do jack diddly shit when it comes to anything with me. They don't care about me. They won't help me with anything. They fucked me over for the past 6 straight fucking years. They've consistently done things to fuck me over and, don't give a shit. So why do I want to be part of their toxic culture and their nonsense? I don't. As soon as a valid competitor to YouTube steps up, you can bet that I'll be jumping ship and trying them, okay? And I've said that for years, by the way. Hans Celebratory cheered. He said, what are your thoughts on they bees? I have no idea what you're talking about, so I guess I have no thoughts. John cheered. He says, remember when in games you could say you don't like games and criticize them without being gangbanged on forums and Twitter? Yup, I do, but that was a long time ago. That was before the era of the entitled gamer, the era of the SJW, the era when these fanboy communities just basically fell for the tricks every year, you know? Sadly, there's a giant group of people who love Street Fighter. There's a giant group of people who love Call of Duty that no matter what you say, how valid it is of a criticism, they're just going to fucking play the games anyway and act like the problems don't exist because they realize that if they don't, then there's nothing for them to do. You know? Right now, there's people who have literally in the last year dropped Call of Duty because they didn't like World War II for whatever reason, and they moved on to Battle Royale. They've only been playing games like Fortnite and PUBG. Now that fucking Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is out, jump on that bandwagon again, because now I can get streams and money, right? Because now Call of Duty's back. It's the best game ever. Then in 6 to 8 months, they'll say it's terrible again, and they'll jump right back onto the next bandwagon. That's how they are. Me, I'm not like that. I'm a variety streamer, and I have the ability to put out whatever I want and have fun doing it and have a core fan base who watch me play no matter what I fucking play. That's the difference between me and them, is I'm not reliant on fads. I'm not reliant on a certain genre of game to get attention for myself, okay? But because I don't kiss the ass of any game, I don't get the widespread attention or the sponsorship opportunities or anything those guys get. But sadly, that's the situation today, right? Is that we've got these communities that are just so brainwashed, all right? Okay? That they just play whatever, no matter what. Even if the game is proven to be bad. Oh, it's Call of Duty, gotta play it. Oh, it's Street Fighter, gotta play it. But the game's shit. Oh, it doesn't matter, gotta play it. It's hype. It's on stream. Stream monsters. Yeah, yeah. Like, oh my God. Talk about, like, brainwashing mentality. I just don't know what else to say, you know? When I used to play these games, when I used to play Street Fighter competitively, right? There were 4 major games. There was Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Capcom vs. SNK 2, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and Capcom vs. SNK 2. All right? Those are the 4 big ones. All right? Oh, excuse me. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I said the MVC 2, CVS 2, Super Turbo, Third Strike. The big 4, they were called. And not everyone liked every game. You had the right to like 1 out of the 4, 2 out of the 4, all of the 4. And no one called you a fanboy because you liked one or the other, but no one also called you a hater if you didn't like one or the other. It was kind of a community that allowed people to openly criticize and focus in on the type of game that they liked. Sadly today, when you have the only major Street Fighter game is Street Fighter V, the only major Call of Duty game is the latest one. You have to like it, and if you don't, you're a hater. That's shit. But that's modern gaming. It's disgusting. I see fucking everyone promoting the newest, latest game that's not good, and I'm just like, boy, have games gone commercial. Way different than how it was back in the day for me anyway. I don't know. Scatman, Skibata Bada Bop. Okay. Cheered and says, Phil, don't let the Call of Duty babies' toxicity get you down. They can't handle facts. Baby Vampire Thug cheers says, do you wear boxers or tidy whities? I wear boxers. Big Daddy Phil cheers says, if you ever get really rich, would you sue the detractors? No, it's not worth it. Ziggy Piggy is asking me about banned words. The reason they're banned is because they are negative memes. And Judicious Echoes cheers that I thought Amazon launched a partnership program a year ago. Classic Game Rooms and a few others moved over in the past 8 months. I don't know what you're talking about. All that Amazon has now has the ability to host certain archived streams on Twitch, and or you can upload a video to Twitch for a world premiere. But Twitch has no kind of functionality like YouTube whatsoever. Nothing like that. It's not like you can build an archive of a playthrough that's an easy place to watch it from start to finish on Twitch. None of that really exists. Twitch does have, you know, basically Twitch is for streaming, primarily. Do they have other functions? Yes, but Twitch is for streaming. What we're waiting for is for Twitch to actually launch a major competitor to YouTube, which they haven't done. The rumor is they have. We've seen inklings of filing for trademarks and the like where they're going to do that, but they haven't done it. Even when they do, I think that's the end for YouTube. All you're going to see over there is the crap drama creating kind of content creators, and anyone who has valid stuff to share is going to come to the Amazon site, because the Amazon ain't going to put up with that shit, you know? Third Eye the Third cheered. He says, back when you were big on YouTube, you could get away with a lot of the things you said. You would say that these days, would you hold yourself back, or did you mature in your streaming career? Would you say that you had toxic commentary back then, or were times different? It depends. I would say some of the stuff I said was very fucking stupid and ignorant, and I've admitted that over the years, you know? Over the years, I said some of the dumb shit that I said back then, such as, oh, Minecraft is stupid and only kids play it, you know? That was dumb as fuck and very, very, very uneducated and stupid to say, because basically having the following I did, right, it was immature. But the thing you got to remember is that back then it was the Wild West. People were just for the first time becoming popular on YouTube for gaming. I was one of the first people. I was really, when you look at when I was popular, 2010 to 2012 on YouTube, that was the height of my popularity, was a time when mostly it was these kind of game-focused players, people who only played Call of Duty, right? People who only played Minecraft, people who had one style of content. Those were the guys who got big on YouTube during that time period. I was one of the very small handful of people who was doing variety Let's Plays who got popular. There was no archetype. There was no guidebook. There was no experience or history that you could look at and say, oh, look, someone really screwed up on YouTube at one point for saying something stupid. Let me learn from them, right? That didn't exist. Now it does. You can look back at the history of this stuff going on and say, wow, now that I'm becoming someone who has a following and I'm becoming someone who I know people will listen to what I say, I need to be more careful about what I say, because they may follow what I say blindly without thinking, and then they become basically have a misinformed opinion on something, right? And that's what I mean. Like, it's very different today. I see so many people blindly following others no matter what they say. Even if there's things that prove what they're saying is false, they just believe it anyway. So yeah, I would say Third Eye the Third. I absolutely 100% matured over the years, became a much different kind of content creator, and I am a lot more careful about the stuff that I say today than back in the day. I used to say stupid shit constantly, but I grew from that. I learned from it, and I became a better content creator, and now, of course, live streamer over the course of, a decade. Absolutely. I certainly don't do half the crazy shit I used to do. Let's see here. Floppy Donkey Sausage Cheese. What's your favorite type of sausage? I don't have one. JP Money. I guess JP Money. He spells it a weird name, though. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, JP Money, for the sub. AES Cheers is heading out to Spain and Portugal for a couple of weeks. Have a good time with streaming. Thank you, AES. Have a good time in Spain and Portugal. John Cook Cheers says, do you think being partnered or affiliated makes you get banned less or suspended less? No, I don't think so at all. In fact, being partnered or affiliate, in my opinion, actually puts more pressure on you, because now you're part of a program on Twitch where you have to abide by their rules, and if you don't, they have more pressure to discipline you, or else they say, oh, look, we just let our partners do whatever, right? I think it's actually tougher when you're partnered or affiliated, that you actually have more of a view on you all the time, and you get more, more of being forced to adhere to the rules, in my opinion, anyway. Judicious Echoes cheered again. He says it's called Prime Video Direct. Several creators are complaining over ad cuts earlier this year on it. I'm looking at their archives right now. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard of Prime Video Direct. Not once. Not a single time. And it's certainly not a widespread website that a lot of people are using, because I've never heard of it. And we've all been waiting, and I've never heard of it, so I'm pretty sure that it's not. Maybe it's something that certain people were invited to use or something, but I've never heard about it. And by the way, yeah, like I said, I feel the future is not going to be ad revenue on videos. I don't think that that can be a viable model. What I feel could be very successful is if Twitch takes the model from Twitch and transfers it over to an on-demand video website. So while you're watching an on-demand video, let's say Amazon Tube, we'll just call it, okay? You're watching a video. Wow, this is a great video. At this moment, 10 minutes into the video, something really funny happened. So you do a cheer, let's say, I don't know, a 100-bit cheer. Wow, this is a hilarious moment. I like what Phil did here, right? Now, that 100-bit cheer message gets pasted to the top of the comments for that video, okay? Much like people who cheer, sub, or tip get their messages pasted on a stream, okay? So now that person, because they cheered, gets priority in the comments, and people see their comment first. Now you create competition between people who are going to be cheering in order to try to get to the top of the comments, right? And that's crowdfunding. And that's how it works. People who subscribe, okay, maybe get more priority when they leave a comment on the video, that their subscription-based comment goes to the top or something. I don't know. Or they get special emotes and stuff they can use in the comments that other people can't use, right? I think it's going to be that kind of criteria is going to work, because people will crowdfund the videos versus, oh, it's just a video with an ad running on it. I think that the era of advertisement on the internet like that is done. You know, it's been here, done that, it's done. YouTube has destroyed it. Because now, no advertisers have any confidence in the fact that this is going to work. So, we got to find other ways. If anything, Twitch is the archetype to show us you could still be successful as a content creator on the internet as long as you don't rely on ads. Okay? Let's see here. Floppy Donkey Sausage, I have no idea what you're talking about, but thanks for the cheer. Crazy Dream, I have no idea what you're talking about, but thanks for the cheer. That Douche Kid did a 50-bit cheer with a sarcastic message. Thanks for the cheer. Hand Celebratory cheered. And he says, mac and cheese with bacon bits and breadcrumbs or potato salad made with bacon and blue cheese. I don't think I would want blue cheese and potato salad. Yuck. Floppy Donkey Sausage cheered and said, have you ever considered writing a tell-all book detailing your legacy? No. All right. I think what I'm going to do now... Oh, Big Balls Ballsy asked, what's my favorite stage in Mario Kart for SNES? Rainbow Road. All right. Let me take a look at subs and see if our subs have changed at all here. Let's see here. We're at the 552. We went up by 1 sub, so let me update that. DJ Runo just did a 100-bit cheer with a ginormous message. It's going to take like several minutes. DJ Runo, please do not post up paragraphs. I asked people, please do not do this, and you just did it. I'm going to run through the as fast as possible. As a gamer who played Fallout 3... excuse me, let's try this again. As a gamer who played 3 Fallout games, including DLCs, what do you think of the announcement of Fallout Miami? It has NPCs, a story, factions, and other stuff you would expect from a Fallout game. Do you think it would have hurt sales for Fallout 76? Could further development of Fallout 76 suffer now that they already work on a similar game? Do you think the opinion of Fallout 76 would be worse as compared to Fallout Miami? I don't know anything about Fallout Miami. I never heard about it. I don't know anything about it. Okay, but thank you for the cheer. Alright, guys. Let's end the pre-stream. And let us begin with the conclusion of Vice City. As I told you guys, I'm going to need help. Because I don't actually know at what point do you trigger the final mission in the game. I don't know. What I need to do, I know I need to do the taxi cab missions. I haven't done them yet. And I also know that there's apparently a nightclub that I can buy that I haven't bought yet. Okay, but outside of that, I'm not sure what else I need to do to trigger the end of the game. So I'm going to be relying on your guys' input to help me figure out the end of the game. And then we'll go from there. Okay? Alright, guys. That's it. Thank you. And let us begin with Vice City. Here we go.